What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. This week is my half marathon that I've been training for the last few months. So I'm gonna walk you through my whole process of how I'm preparing for the race, my nutrition plan, my gear, how I'm gonna be fueling during the race, my pacing strategy, everything surrounding the race. I'm super excited, so let's dive into it. Alright, so as you guys know, I'm training for the San Antonio Half Marathon. It is this Sunday, December 4th, 2022. I've been training for the last 3 months, just going off my own training plan. I peaked a couple weeks ago around 55 miles, and I've been tapering for the last 10 days or so. So mileage is low right now. My legs are feeling good. I have a lot of energy. I'm feeling fresh, and honestly, I'm just ready to go out and send it. I set a goal for myself to run a sub 120, which is an ambitious goal for myself. It's about an 8-minute PR. My current half marathon PR is about a 127.52, and I'm feeling pretty confident. I'm really hoping for a good weather day. I think it's supposed to be pretty warm and humid, like high 60s, low 70s, so that's not great. But regardless, we're gonna go out, send it, and just enjoy the race. And really, the best part about running is not even the races. It's really the months leading up to the race, and the race is just the cherry on top. All right, so first I'm gonna go over all my gear. Everybody's favorite, the shoes. These are the Nike Vaporfly Next Percent 2s. I love these shoes. I wore these during my sub 3 earlier this year. This is a brand new pair. I've ran like 2 miles in them so far. These shoes are fast. There's the carbon plate in there. They're super lightweight, very stiff, very springy. They literally propel you forward. So very excited to be rocking these. For shirt, I've got the Say Sky. This is the combat singlet. I love Say Sky. They have some really great gear. Again, super lightweight, very high quality. Really can't even tell that it's on when you're wearing it, which is great. For shorts, I've got the Saucony. These are, I think, 3-inch shorts. They're pretty short. They're comfy, lightweight. They've got a zipper pocket on the back, which is clutch to hold a couple gels. For a hat, I'll be wearing the Nike. This is Featherlight, just a pretty simple, unstructured, dry fit Nike running hat. For socks, I've got the Say Sky combat socks. Fun fact, I did not wear running socks up until like 2 or 3 months ago. I was just always wearing casual cotton socks. And I finally got a pair of actual running socks, and I love these. They're moisture wicking. They're super thin, lightweight, so I'll be rocking these. That's pretty much it for gear. All right, next we'll dive into nutrition. So my nutrition leading up to the race, I'm gonna start Thursday, continue through Friday, Saturday. I'm gonna carb load. I'm gonna aim for about 3 to 4 grams of carbs per pound of body weight. So for me, that means I'll be eating between 500 to 600 grams of carbs per day, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, which is a lot of carbs. But really, that's what it takes to top off your glycogen stores and show up fueled properly for race day. So many runners, I don't know why, don't like to fuel. They think that lighter is better. They don't want to mess their stomachs up. I don't know, I don't get it, but I experience significant improvements in my performance when I fuel up properly before a run with carbs and sodium. And for whatever reason, most runners don't do that. So I highly recommend that. And most of those carbs will come through sourdough bread, sweet potatoes, rice, pasta, fruit, dried fruit, honey, lots of whole food stuff. I'm not gonna be eating like a bunch of cereal and candy and just processed food. So trying to stick with whole foods. Also leading up to race day, I'll be supplementing with electrolytes, trying to get in an extra 2,000 or so milligrams per day. And then the morning of the race starts at 7 a.m. I'll probably get up at about 4:30, about 2.5 hours before. That way I have enough time to eat, let my body process it, digest it a little bit. Don't want to eat too close to the race. And my plan that morning before the race is to get in about 100 grams of carbs of solid food. And then I'll do another 100 grams or so of either a gel or some endurance fuel. Like Tailwind is definitely my favorite endurance fuel. It tastes really good. It's easy on my stomach, very affordable, so I love Tailwind. And then more importantly, I'm gonna be preloading with about 3,500 milligrams of sodium before the run. And I'm gonna start this about 90 minutes before the race, so around 5:30 to 6 a.m. And I'm gonna sip on that 3,500 milligrams of sodium over the course of about 30 minutes. And I've done a lot of digging on the internet, listened to podcasts, read a lot of studies that show this is kind of the optimal way to preload sodium before a race. It's generally between 2,000 to 4,000 milligrams of sodium, about 60 to 90 minutes before the run, drinking it over the course of 30 minutes. And to do that, I'm gonna be using Redmond's Real Salt Relight. It's their electrolyte formula, and honestly, this is one of the best electrolyte formulas I've found so far. Really quick, it has 60 grams of calcium, 50 grams of magnesium, 1,300 milligrams of chloride, 810 milligrams of sodium, 400 milligrams of potassium. So each scoop has about 800 milligrams of sodium. That is quite high compared to other electrolytes. And obviously that sodium is the most important electrolyte when running. And it tastes really good. This is the pina colada flavor. I love this stuff. I'll also be adding in some Himalayan salt just for some more natural sources. And I've been testing all of this during my training. And if I can give you one piece of advice, test all of your nutrition and gear, everything in training, because you do not want to show up on race day hoping that stuff's going to work, hoping that your stomach's going to like it, hoping that you're going to be able to get in enough calories, whatever it is. That's what training is for. That's what the practice is for, is to test all of these things. So that way, when you show up on race day, you're already ready to go. It should just be mindless. You don't have to think about it, and you can just go out and execute. So gotta hammer that home. All right, guys. So before we dive any deeper into this video, I want to take a quick moment to talk about our sponsor, Paceline. Paceline is a free app you can download on your phone, and then it connects to your wearable devices like a Garmin, Fitbit, or Apple Watch. And then as you stay active throughout the week, your data will sync up with Paceline. And if you log more than 150 minutes in a week, then you gain access to rewards, discounts, and exclusive deals from brands like Lululemon, Hyper Ice, Liquid IV, and so many more. Paceline also has a credit card that I've personally been using, and I love it. The cash back on it is incredible. And the best part is it's literally powered by my movement. I stay pretty active every week, so it's easy for me to log that 150 minutes. And every time I do that, my cash back gets increased. You can earn up to 5% cash back on health and wellness purchases, like groceries, running gear from Dick's, pharmacies, spas, massages, gym memberships, running gear at Nike, so many different things. So I highly recommend you go check out the Paceline app. It's totally free, and you can really get some good stuff on there. I want to say thanks to Paceline for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to it. And then at the start line for the race, I'm going to throw down a gel. The gels I'll be using are the Spring Energy Gels. I talk about these a lot on here. I love these. They're whole foods based. It's essentially just applesauce. They are a little pricey. I think they're like $3 or $4 per gel, but they're worth it in my opinion. They're easy on my stomach. They taste good. They're easy to get down. So have one of these right before the race at the start line, and then I'll have one at mile 5 during the race and mile 10, so roughly every 30 minutes. And then for water or electrolytes during the race, I'll be just grabbing stuff at the aid stations. They have Gatorade electrolytes, which I don't love, but it's better than nothing. I don't want to have to carry a bottle for this race because it is a shorter, faster run. If it was a longer, slower effort, I don't mind carrying a bottle, but for this faster effort, I really don't want to have to carry anything extra that's going to slow me down. So I'll just reach over, grab some electrolytes. And one tip for you, if you plan on using the aid stations for your next race, it's better to go by the aid stations early on in the race while you have more energy, rather than waiting until the end of the race when you're tired, you're more fatigued, because it takes so much energy to weave in and out of people, maneuver over to the side of the course, grab the water, try and drink it. It just slows you down. So it's better to do it early on in the race when you have a little bit more energy, rather than like trying to do it at the end of the race. Plus, it's always just better to front load all of your nutrition before it's too late. All right, now let's talk about the running aspect leading up to the race, as well as my pacing strategy. Running this week, I had 4 miles yesterday on Monday. I had 4 miles today on Tuesday. Tomorrow, I've got my final speed workout with some 800 repeats at my goal race pace. Then Thursday will be off, Friday will be off, 2 full rest days. And then Saturday will be a 20-minute shakeout run. It's just super, super easy. For me, it'll probably be about a 10 to 12-minute pace, whereas my race pace is gonna be 6 minutes a mile, so way slower than what I plan on running on race day. And really that shakeout run the day before the race isn't gonna gain you any more fitness. It's not really gonna do anything for your legs. Really, it's more of just getting your mind focused on the race. It's kind of a time to just lock in. I highly recommend you do it and use it to kind of dial in and just get your mind right for the race. All right, and then pacing strategy for the race is honestly pretty simple. My goal is to run a sub 120, so that's about a 6 to 6:05 minute per mile pace. So from the start to mile 10, I'm gonna be right in that zone between 6 to 6:05. No faster, no slower, just dialing it in, get comfortable, turn on cruise control. And then when I hit mile 10, I'm gonna slowly start increasing pace to 6, 5:55, 5:50, ideally negative split those last few miles, finishing with my last mile as the fastest mile of the race. And that's really the ideal way to run and pace either a half marathon or a marathon, is just go out, set cruise control, get comfortable, And then the last section of that, you can just send it home and finish strong. Because what most people do is they go out too hot because it's race day, they've got a lot of energy, they're feeling good, they've just been tapering, everybody around them is running fast, and they go out and their first mile is like way faster than it should have been. So one of my biggest pieces of advice when it comes to pacing for a race is to take it slow for the first part of the race, especially the first 30 to 40 minutes. You have to just go out nice and easy, otherwise you'll pay for it later. But all right guys, that is the video. I hope you guys got something out of this. Hopefully got some tips for your next race. Hopefully you can avoid a lot of common mistakes like I have made at some point in time. But we've got our race here in just a couple of days. I hope to see some of you guys at San Antonio and hopefully at more races in the future. And I also want to say thank you to Paceline for sponsoring this video. I highly recommend you go download their app and start earning rewards based on your movement. And make sure to use code Jeremy at sign up. All right, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.